I did not mean to press play or record. But here we are. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to Horror Slumber Party. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jeannette. And I'm also very sleep deprived, so please ignore that. So, how has your week been?
Pretty bad. How about yours?
Wait, why was your week bad?
I had to put 2 animals down on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. But I saw
I forgot about that.
a comedy thing, so I'm
That's
better.
true.
Yeah.
My week has been fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to see my boo, and then
Yeah.
my professor, I'm very concerned about him. So
Is he okay?
I literally have been missing his class, but I also don't check emails. Apparently he's been missing his class too.
Oh, really?
He's been in the hospital.
Wait, so he's been in the hospital, but you've just been skipping class, so you didn't even realize that he was in the hospital?
Yeah, but
It's not very good for you.
No, but I mean, kind of, because it's like, I have been missing class, but I also haven't been missing assignments or,
I mean, that's good.
credit.
I hope
Because he's been
not.
canceling the classes.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, apparently he needed to have emergency knee surgery.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but I feel really bad for him, and he's so cute. So cute.
Don't whisper that into the microphone. It
He's-
doesn't make it better.
He's a very attractive professor. I'm not going to say his name in case he's listening. I have 4 other professors, just FYI. If he is listening, he knows exactly who he is. He had knee surgery.
How many of your professors had knee surgery? Emergency knee surgery.
About 3 of them.
Oh, okay. So the odds are pretty good that he won't find
yeah.
out. Also, he's not listening to our podcast.
You don't know.
What class is it? You don't even...
No, I know.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
I like how I said the name of the class, and you didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, no, I don't know what that class is. Okay, so...
Anywho, moving on.
So...
Hey,
What?
email me if you had a...
Stop telling people to email you. They're not going to email you.
I just think it's funny, like, who says, email me, besides, like, a professor, obviously. You know,
Well,
like...
people that
Like, that's
don't
not...
have phones.
That's not a common way of staying in contact in 2019. Everyone knows that.
No, it's not common, but it's the way that it is.
Well, email me if you ever had a professor who had knee surgery.
Had a professor
who had knee surgery.
Oh, of course. I'm sure that you will get millions of hits in your email of just people
Hit
talking
me
about that. Okay, so anyway. Okay.
Palm tree.
I don't have any news today,
Okay.
but I do have a story for you.
Oh.
Okay, this is an unsolved mystery. And
We getting right into it, boys and girls.
well, I don't know what else small talk we have.
That's true.
We've already spoken for like hours today.
It's true.
Okay, but it is...
I feel like you already knew my professor had knee surgery.
I didn't, though.
Oh,
But thank you for
hi.
sharing.
You're welcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, yes. So
Yes.
it is an unsolved mystery, and it is from the 70s.
are we
And
solving it today? I think we should.
I don't know if we can.
Where do we go to, like, give our solved?
Well, this happened in New Jersey, so we should start there.
Okay, so go to New
let's
Jersey.
go to New Jersey.
After we solve it.
Yeah, first we need to,
I just got chills.
solve it first. I know you're so worried about
No, I
solving
got
unsolved
chills
mysteries.
because I know we're gonna solve it. So
You're just so
I'm already
prepared.
ready to jump on a plane to New Jersey.
All right, well, I have the plane tickets ready.
I mean, I'm literally getting on a plane this Thursday, so I'll just tell him instead of going
just
to Dallas, I'm just saying go to New Jersey.
You're just going to tell the pilot, hey, can you make a quick, like, a little
detour.
Yeah, just a quick little detour and take me to New Jersey.
Yes.
Which is, like, across the country, and Dallas is in our state.
I think it would work out, honestly.
I think so, too. But also, I don't think that it's a good thing to try.
I don't think you think it would work out.
I don't think it would work out.
Anyways, I'm going to New Jersey this Thursday, so we better solve it so I have something to get to New Jersey.
You're right. They're expecting you there. You better have it. Okay, so I chose this one for you.
Oh, why? Because it's based in the 70s.
Well, I guess that's like a plus, but no. It's the case of Jeannette DePalma.
Oh my god, that's me.
Or DePalma.
Well,
that's her name.
Wait, that's like closer to our friend Jeannette.
No, it is. It's spelled very differently from the way that you spell it.
But I really love that, honestly.
I don't like the way this is spelled. I spelled it for David in the car.
I love that its name is Jeannette.
Oh, I did that. I Googled Jeannette murder, and I was like, wow, I probably shouldn't look those things up.
That's
but I did.
Scary. Me scrolling through your history.
Don't look through my history.
Scared to death. That's how you murder me, is you scared me to death. Wow.
I was honestly looking at my phone and I didn't hear what you said. I'm so sorry.
I said I'm looking through your history and I like get scared to death because I see Jeannette murder, and that's how you murder me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did I do it?
I mean, I haven't really looked at your history yet, so I don't.
But I told you.
I don't know what's on there.
So this is the Jeannette DePalma case. And this is an unsolved murder case. Please don't do ASMR.
I'm not, I'm stirring my tea.
That's not tea.
But I'm pretending it is because this is some hot tea. Anyways.
Okay, so this is an unsolved murder case from 1972. So let me give you a little bit of background about this time era, okay? So this was like at the end of like the hippie era, and I actually got a quote for that.
Keep on keeping
which I
on.
thought was just a really funny quote because it seemed to like, where is it? Wait.
You just hear page crumbling.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't have a quote, apparently.
I do. I mean, I kind of already said it, but keep on keeping on. It's a quote from that 70s show. Stephen Hyde says it in season...
Do you know it's season?
7, episode...
I'm so sorry, what? Wow.
Season 7, episode 6, I think. Honestly, that's a wild guess. Very wild. I cannot claim that it is in that episode, but if you do go to that episode and it's in there, please email me.
Don't email her. Okay, I found the quote. I'm so sorry. My notes are very unorganized, but basically it says, as the hippie generation was mellowing, the families were turning into their evangelical beliefs. I just found it funny because I said the hippies are mellowing. Like, I thought that was part of the main movement. And that was them trying to say that they weren't doing that anymore.
Yes.
Perfect.
They were just chilling. Like, literally chilling.
So, basically, during this time, it was also called... It was called the Jesus Movement of the early 1970s. Have you heard of this at all?
I haven't.
Okay.
Actually.
So basically what happened is there were a bunch of like supernatural things happening and everyone was thinking, oh, this is just like how it was in biblical times. So that means that Jesus is coming back, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's a really, really short version of it.
So many people have been saying that today, though. Because of all, like, the shootings and natural disasters happening. Like, all these, like, big, crazy things. People are like, Jesus is coming back.
Or in the second, what was it, Jesus movement?
Apparently,
I
except for no one's
guess.
actually given it a name. You heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
But it was during the Jesus movement that all of this happened. So let me tell you a little bit about Jeannette.
So I like vampires.
No. So let me see. She was in a really big family.
Me.
Sorry, there was a sound. Oh, there's the supernatural things. Hello? Who's there? It's probably my cat.
In your cabinet.
Yeah, he likes it there. Okay. So she was part of a really big family.
Me too.
She had 4 sisters and
Me
3
too.
brothers.
Me too.
No, that's absolutely not correct. It was a really big family, and her parents' names were Salvatore and Florence
Oh
De
my
Palma.
God.
I know, I said Salvatore.
Salvatore.
I know. And he named his daughter Jeannette.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
No, guys, okay, in case y'all didn't know, The Vampire Diaries is one of my all-time favorite shows. The main character's last name is Salvatore. Damon Salvatore will forever be my husband. Anywho, that's why I am so shook in the current moment. And his daughter is named Jeannette. So it kind of would have been better if his wife was named Jeannette. So it's like, you know, they got married.
Except Damon's first name isn't Salvatore.
Okay, well, you know it's closer than...
I guess so. Okay, so Jeannette came from a very Christian family.
Me too.
So, okay, you have to stop saying me too for everything you relate to in this.
Me too.
She was known by family and friends as being like a well-devoted Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived in the upper class, like, neighborhood.
Me too. Okay, no.
Oh, I didn't even say where this takes place.
Oh my gosh.
It takes place in what?
I think I accidentally swallowed in the microphone.
Everyone, I hope you heard that. This takes place in Springfield, New Jersey.
Really? New Jersey?
Yeah, we've said New Jersey about 40 times.
I'm shocked. It's in New Jersey. Honestly. Very shocked.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So her family belonged to the Assembled of God Evangel Church in Elizabeth. I don't know. Evangel? Like, I don't know how to pronounce that.
How is it spelled?
Evangel?
I mean,
Evangel?
I think that's about it.
Okay, well,
Or,
that was the
Evangel?
church. I don't think it's
So,
Evangel. Yes, that
Could be.
Yes. Okay. But the reason that I brought up the Jesus movement is because during this time there was a bunch of paranoia about specifically witchcraft and Satanism. That was like the main fears of these people right now.
Why is witchcraft / Satanism in like a lot of
I don't know.
stories, you know?
I don't know. It tends to be hooked to this. But also, since this is unsolved, everything that I'm about to say is alleged. I don't want to try to, like, accuse anything of happening.
Unless we solve it.
Okay, we're not going to solve it because it's all alleged.
I think we are, though. New Jersey, here I come.
For legal purposes, this is all alleged. Also, don't tongue pop into the microphone ever again. Look how loud it was.
I don't think it was that loud, honestly.
So,
Look at that one, it's so tiny.
that's a little bit about her family. So,
What were all her siblings' names, do you know? Were they all J's,
I
perhaps?
don't know. That's a good question. Let me look that up.
Because all of my
actually.
siblings' names are J's, and I kind of like want that connection with this character.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let me see.
she was obviously a real person, but
You are also.
yeah,
Oh, you
but
said
I called
character.
Her, yeah, I called her a
Okay.
character. What, you could still be a character and a real person. It's more of like a, oh man, she's a character. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. DePalma.
oh my god, I just got another chill. This is why, like, when I drink hot coffee, I get like random like chills down my spine.
You get chills whenever you drink hot coffee?
Mm-hmm.
That's really weird.
I don't really like hot coffee. I have to like wait for it to get cold to drink it.
Yeah, I don't know her siblings' names, but there were a lot of them. Okay, anyway. So, on August 7th, 1972, she told her mother that she was going to hitchhike and take a train to her friend's house before she went to work.
How far did her friends live from her?
Apparently, a very long way. I am not too sure.
I'm glad I don't have to take a train to come to you.
Yeah. It's possible it was like, a really long way away, apparently.
I mean, it is in the 70s. I don't know if that makes a difference. But I remember Julie, the American Girl doll.
Yeah.
You know how they all have their own stories? She took the train, like, a lot of places.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, so I don't know if that was, like, a time period thing.
Maybe that was just a thing.
Because, like, everything was, like, spread out or something. I don't know.
That could be it, but it also just could have been easier because it's possible that trains could have been, like... Stop looking at my notes.
I was just, like, staring, and it happened to be right there.
It's possible that trains were just the easiest form of transportation.
That's true. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I couldn't find where it said that.
Oh, okay. What? The distance between her and her friend's house?
Yeah.
I can't find
I can't find that.
I like how you looked that up.
I did. I wanted to see if I had that written down
Is that
somewhere.
supposed to be her?
Yeah. Yeah, that's her.
That's scary.
I know.
Take it away.
Okay.
She just showed me a picture of Jeannette.
Here's
It was my
another
profile
of her.
picture. It was pretty scary.
Okay.
I mean, she was pretty, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt Jeanette's. I mean,
Okay. Anyway, so she never made it to her friend's house. So, on September 19th, 1972, a dog carried a decomposed arm to its owner.
oh my god.
And they were able to trace it back to the corpse, and sadly that corpse was her. Now, this was in the Watchung Reservation, which is a nature reserve in Union County, New Jersey. And it was on something that was called the Devil's Teeth, I believe.
Oh no.
I have a picture of that.
Here comes
as
in
well,
the
actually.
the witch and Satanism.
Well, here's where her body was found. Like, that's where it was found.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's kind of scary to look at those, you know?
It really is. But we'll put them on our Instagram so you can see
We will.
what we're talking about.
These are the devil's teeth. Like, it was on top of there that she was found. It was a quarry that she was found.
What if it was a sacrifice?
Don't ruin my story. We don't know. It's unsolved.
I think it was a sacrifice.
Okay.
This is already my guess.
She was found up on there, but it had already been 6 weeks since she was killed, so almost everything was decomposed of by now. And during this time, I don't believe that they had the forensics to do DNA yet, so they weren't able to test like anything on her clothing or anything like that. Something that I thought was very interesting. Wait, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you about the crime scene. So she was found...
Oh my god, you're right. DNA analysis was first used in 1984.
Yeah, so it wasn't there yet, so they couldn't use that to figure out who did it.
I like how I just
Which is sad.
fact checked too.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I would fact check myself too. But she was lying face down with a rock formation surrounding her body.
Knew it.
And
Solved.
And well, other articles I've found have said that I've seen a lot of different things on this because I haven't found something exactly on how the crime scene was, but I know that she was lying face down, and some say that she was surrounded by makeshift wooden crosses and logs all around her. I'm showing her an illustration of the crime scene.
That's like some conjuring.
Yeah.
crap.
And one article or one source said that there were rocks around her head as well. Like just placed around her head.
Now that the rocks remind me of the oh my god, Pet Cemetery from
I've never
Stephen
seen
King.
that or read it.
Watch the
sadly.
original one, not
Okay.
the new one because it sucked. That can
I
be a
forgot
whole
that it
other
just came
episode,
out.
honestly.
On how much it sucked.
Yes,
That sounds good to me.
and yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it in case we do that.
So, because she was so decomposed, like it had been 6 weeks since she was killed, the cause of her death was never really determined as well, which is very sad. But they identified her body through dental records because, still had her teeth.
Didn't they do that with Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they compared like teeth marks and stuff.
Yeah, he had bit somebody and they used those marks and compared it to his dental records because he had a very
Unique
prominent
bite.
Yeah.
He's all, no, that ain't my teeth.
So samples of her clothes were packed up and sent to the government for further analysis. There were no drugs or poison found on her system at all. Which a lot of people thought that it was a drug overdose as well. But there was no drugs found in her system, like at all. Or like on the clothes or anything like that. But a lot of authorities were investigating, this is all a quote, investigating the possibility that black witchcraft and Satan worship were involved in the death. So they thought that it was that. And this was during the early 70s, so there was a lot of fear about Satanism and witchcraft during this time.
Well, you know how you said that every person has a different way that she was, what was around her? Yet, some of them said it was rocks, some of them said it was like wooden crosses, some of them said it was...
They all said the wooden crosses.
But that
yeah,
there's
been a few different things.
If it was like witchcraft and stuff, they wouldn't be putting wooden crosses around her.
I don't know, actually.
They would be putting the witchcraft star, I feel like.
Maybe. I'm not too, familiar with witchcraft.
I mean, me neither. Never practiced it, never will.
Maybe we'll do an episode on that.
Maybe. I don't know, but go on.
I'm not too sure. But, sorry.
I just keep thinking that, wooden crosses would be the complete opposite of, a witchcraft sacrifice. Because if you watch any movie or, read any book or TV show or whatever, when they do, sacrifices within witchcraft, they're, in the middle of that star circle thing.
Yeah.
Which, this is different. It's not a TV show. But that's usually how it's, laid out. And that's why I was confused why it was wooden crosses if it was a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Which it has to be a sacrifice. Me solving it right now. Hey, New Jersey.
That's the main thought, is that it was some sort of sacrifice or something like that.
Yeah.
But no one was ever arrested in connection with her death and there have been no new leads for about half a century.
Damn.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wait, so
yeah.
there was no... Were there any stab wounds?
No. I'm so sorry. I forgot to cover that part.
Any, like, bullet wounds?
No,
Any kind of wound?
No. It's thought that she was strangled, but there wouldn't be way to see that if her body was that decomposed. I swear I wrote this down. Did it just leave? Yeah, no, there was no bullet holes, no stab wounds, or anything like that.
Wait, if the body was decomposed,
Yeah.
then there would be no way to see if there was poison in her or not, right?
I think so.
Or could they still swab, like, leftover
They may have still been
innards?
able to. I just know that there was no poison left. I'm not too sure exactly how they did it, though. So, yeah, no. But there was... The x-ray of her skull showed no fractures, bullet holes, or traumatic injuries at all. So it just looked entirely normal.
But they only looked at her skull for...
No, they did look everywhere else.
I was like, I mean,
But the
what
head
if they
tends
shot
to
her
be
in,
the
like, the
most
spinal cord or
prominent
something?
Place
Or, you know,
to
the
happen.
heart. Like.
You know, they did. They did check around her clothing. Like, they checked for hair all around her, like on her clothes and stuff like that may have been stuck. And then they tested it with hair that they found, like, in her drawer at her house, and none of the hair was, like, different than hers. So there was no trace of whoever did this.
It was probably one of them hippies.
But there were stains found in her underwear, bra, blouse, and slacks that were too decomposed for conclusive blood and semen examinations. So it was just too late to figure out what happened.
I wonder if, like, authorities and, like you know, like police and stuff like that were on high alert at this time because of everything that was happening.
That's possible.
So you'd think that they would know.
Yeah,
like,
you would.
areas like that would, like, something would be going down, you know?
Like,
Like,
yeah, no, you would think that.
I feel like they could have found the body sooner, but
They probably could have, but...
unless, I mean, that place was probably way too big, though.
So I found a website that had a bunch of, like, quotes from people that lived there at the time. So let me just read this quote. This is an anonymous quote. I was a young teenager when the discovery of Jeannette DePalma happened and lived in the next town. About 2 years prior, there was much talk in my area about a cult in the surrounding area. They were known as the Witches. They must have let it be known in the area that they planned to kill a child on or about Halloween, either by kidnapping or sacrificing them, or by poison. Kidnapping and sacrificing, I'm sorry. I remember being anxious about this when I went trick-or-treating in those days. I didn't read newspapers, but I was well aware of the dog that brought home the girl's arm. The story was well known as I lived 3 miles of the quarry. So a lot of people believed that it was the Witches, that cult. You good?
Yeah, I was like just trying to think.
So
Okay.
it's a lot of speculation that it was the Witches that did it.
And how old were they?
Or the Witches?
Yeah.
I believe they were in the school as well. Like, they were in school.
Oh, okay, so, like, they were all, like, young.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's what I read.
Well, if they were that young, I feel like they wouldn't get that creative on a death. And, like,
Well,
escaping the
you'd
body.
be surprised.
That's true, I guess, if you're like insane.
Well, anyone isn't right if they do this.
I don't...
Let me see. Yeah, but that was... A lot of people believed that it was the witches, as they were called.
That is so weird.
Isn't it?
It's like... I'm trying to put my thoughts together so I can come up with a solve.
So, even though...
I can't go to New Jersey empty-handed.
I know, you're absolutely right. But even though they, like, couldn't find a cause of death, like, on the body, the coroner just determined that her cause of death was strangulation without any reason. Or not without any reason. An undisclosed reason.
I mean, I know, like, the body was decomposed, so it would have been hard to see if it was a strangling or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like... I was about to say, I feel like there's other ways that you could have found out, but I mean, that it's 2019. Of course they would find out if it was strangled or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess...
It's, yeah, no, it's crazy.
I mean, I shouldn't beat myself up too much for not solving this mystery, considering they tried.
It's been over 40 years and it's not been solved. Early in the investigation, this is a direct quote, I'm sorry, from a website that I'm getting my information from. The police received an anonymous tip that a homeless man called Red had been living at the campsite in the woods and fled after Jeannette went missing. While this seemed to be a promising lead, the Union County Prosecutor's Office eventually decided Red had nothing to do with the murder and no arrests were ever made. No arrests.
Wait, how did they come to the conclusion that that had nothing to do with the murder?
I don't know.
Like, they're like, you don't look like murders. You're good.
But
I feel
let
like
me
that's what happened.
tell you about another part that happened.
Okay.
So, I told you that they took samples of her clothing to be tested. See, once you were able to start testing DNA, you could do it from other pieces of clothing. So, one man...
Oh, so this is now in the 80s.
Yeah. This is recent. This is pretty recent. This part. Give me just a moment. I'm sorry. I have to find the exact quote because I don't want to mess up his name.
I just swallowed again, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Just don't do it directly there.
I keep forgetting because it's like I don't want to leave this spot because it has good volume-age. If
Yeah,
that's a word.
volume-age. That's the word for sure.
I want ice cream.
We're kind of in the middle of doing something right now. Like we're
Email
a little
me if
busy.
you want to come get ice cream with me.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Goodness
I
gracious.
wonder
Oh, here it is.
why-
I'm so sorry.
I think I get chills when I drink like hot chocolate or hot coffee or whatever because it's like the outside of my body is like, ooh, you're cold out here.
That might
You're so
be it.
warm on the inside.
That, I mean, it doesn't make much sense, but it could be it.
But it makes sense, you know.
Okay, so this mystery was particularly interesting to Edward. That's not a word.
Still messes up his
Edward
name after.
Edward Salzano. So he was a private investigator, but not for this case. He grew up in this town, or I'm sorry, no, it was like a town away. It was very close. He grew up very close to this case, so he grew up knowing it. So
makes sense.
he took an interest in this case. And right now he is currently suing the Union County Prosecutor's Office, hoping for them to test Jeannette's clothing for DNA. Because he asked if it could be tested, and he was told no. Which they would be able to get the information from testing it.
Yeah.
And they won't test it. Which,
But why won't they test it?
well...
Because
Okay,
they think it's
here-
useless?
No.
Well, but it does cost a lot of money and stuff to like.
That's not why I don't believe. Well, okay, no, it's
But
more
I feel
alleged things. No, I'm sure like if they did this with every single case that people came in, said, "Hey, this isn't solved. Do a test." Like it would definitely like stack up. But
Well, I also think they think it's a waste of money because it's
Yeah.
been too long ago, anyways. So it's like, okay, well, the murderer is probably dead, anyways. So.
yeah, he the lawsuit has filed a motion for dismissal, citing lack of subject matter and failure to state a claim. So the lawsuit that he was doing against the city for not testing the DNA. But a lot of people believe that they weren't testing DNA because they had something to do with it. Like the police were trying to cover something up. This is all alleged. This is just what some people may
Don't come for us, New
believe about
Jersey.
it.
Please.
NJPD, please.
And
Don't.
In JPD. What is it? Jersey?
New Jersey Police Department.
Oh, in JPD.
Yeah.
I thought you just said JPD. I was like,
Jersey Police.
So
That's
just Jersey
Yeah,
Police.
just Jersey.
They just wear a bunch of jerseys. That's it. I thought it was funny. I mean,
Yes, it was good. Thank you. But they won't test it for that. So it's alleged that they have something to do with it. So there is a lot of theories about what may have happened. And of course, the main one is a ritual or a sacrifice, because she was surrounded by wooden crosses. And one article I read said that the logs were around her in the shape of a coffin. But I did not read that everywhere, so
creative.
But since I didn't read that everywhere, I don't want to say if it's true or not.
I mean, any of these.
Yeah, all of this isn't. It's all taken in speculation. But
were there any quotes or anything from her parents?
I didn't see any from her parents.
I'm just wondering, obviously, like, they felt sad, but
Yeah.
I want to know, like, what they thought, like, their own theories. Because, and usually, if a parent loses their child, they take matters into their own hands.
Yeah.
And, like, do their own research and stuff like that. And so I want to see, like, what they came up with.
I couldn't find anything from the parents specifically. Give me a second. Let me see if I'm able to find something now. I forgot her last name. DePalma. Palma. No, it just showed me a bunch of Facebook things. Which isn't very helpful.
Find her on Facebook.
I don't think she has a Facebook. She died in 1972.
Oh, I was literally about to... She died... Oh, no, I thought you were talking about her mom.
Oh, no.
I wonder if her mom is still alive. Can we interview her?
If you want to be interviewed, please email us.
Email us. No, but for real, though, like, if she's still alive, let's set up an interview. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I'm not too sure if we have
the
she's credibility for that yet.
Yeah, no, not at all, but I wonder if she'll just ask you. I feel like she would answer a few questions just from a couple curious humans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's all we are right now.
So
very curious humans.
That's it. But other people believed that it was an overdose. Like a drug overdose. Like she got up there and accidentally overdosed on drugs.
And so we're just like, oh, this is cool. Let's lay some rocks around her.
I guess.
Unless she...
But again,
what if she sacrificed herself? What if that group that they were talking about, what if she was a part of it? And
it did say that she was religious but wild, but I don't want to... I don't know. It's an interesting thought on it.
I think I solved it.
I don't think you solved it.
But if they, well, I mean, I was about to say if they can't find any DNA, but I mean that's not the issue at all.
No,
because they couldn't, and then later they didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I was like, someone's mad at their yacht. I think she killed herself.
Is that what you think happened?
Yes, because during the time, if they were having like witchcraft crap and all of that, and
But remember, she was a really religious girl. Like, she was known for being
that's why there's crosses around
very
her
religious
instead of a witchcraft
That's
star.
interesting. That's an interesting take on it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she put a bunch of crosses around her for like forgive me, because like you're not supposed to kill yourself, you know. But if she was super religious, she probably wanted to put crosses around her because she was like, sorry, but she still wasn't gonna back out. And I mean, there's not any proof that she like had a hard life or anything, but there's also those people that don't have hard lives, but they still, you know,
It's still
very,
hard. It's still a hard time for them.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I meant. Like internally, not externally.
Yes.
But I mean that's a very like rough subject, but like I feel like that's probably what happened. Maybe.
That is, yeah.
I mean that
that's
definitely could have
possible.
been a thing.
But I mean, she was lying face down. There was no trace of poison in her. And well, actually, I do have something to kind of disprove that.
Disprove what? The poison?
No, the suicide.
Oh.
She was
It's
found.
okay, I'll guess again. Go on.
She was found wearing flip-flops. And a police officer said that he had issues hiking up there by himself in like boots, like hiking boots. And that she wouldn't be able to get up there by herself in flip-flops. So someone went with her or took her up there.
I know what happened.
Okay, you can't say that.
I may know what happened. Okay. So someone suffocates her. Because you can suffocate someone with a pillow and have zero trace of any bruising or anything. Because
it'll just have the blood drawn to right here, but since it was so far decomposed, it wouldn't be.
She had blood everywhere.
No autopsy could. Thank you for that, computer. I really appreciated that loud sound.
But anyways, okay, so she was suffocated.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's no trace of like poison, medicines, maybe strangled. But then again, that's also suffocating if you think about it.
Yeah.
You can't breathe.
Yeah.
And then they like carried her up there. Mm-hmm. They maybe or one person. And then they just
you said Juan, like a person named Juan.
Juan, it's all your fault. Shout out to all the Juans out there.
Don't say it's all his fault and then shout him out. Like, don't say it's all your fault. Shout out to you. Like, that doesn't seem good.
I was like, what? Anyways, okay. So she was suffocated, and then I feel like it had to have been multiple people, because if it was hard to climb up there, then not one person can just carry a dead body and like, you know, make it. So it had to have been multiple people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That it's very much believed that it was an altar and that she was a sacrifice, or it was a ritual.
It could have been.
Do you want to hear another quote about how she was there?
Yes.
Okay. This is another quote. This is in regards to the story of Jeannette DePalma. When her body was found, it was not on an altar. There were logs around her body. She needs to be put at rest finally. I'm sure something out there and someone will be able to give you something more in the case. Maybe she did herself in, because at that time there was a lot of Satan stuff going on in the reservation. Sorry, I can't give you my names for more reasons than one. That was less information about where she was than I was expecting.
I know.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I just messed up the quotes there. Meant a different one. Let me find the other one.
No, I think I'm going to New Jersey this Thursday and let them know that she was suffocated and brought up to the quarry by the witches as one of their sacrifices because it was that time. That's how she died.
There is a book on this case. It's called Death on the Devil's Teeth, The Strange Murder That Shocked Suburban New Jersey. I don't have this book, but it's out there in case you wanted to read more about this and maybe hear about it less jumbled, because I took my notes way out of order and I'm so sorry about that.
And then me interrupting every 5 seconds.
No,
I'm giving my opinion on
I appreciate
how she died. But if y'all do read this book or look more into this story, email me on how you think.
Do you know our email?
She died. Yes. At horrors.
Not
oh wait,
at.
no, not at. horrorslumberparty@gmail.com.
I'm gonna read one more anonymous quote for you guys.
Okay.
That was the wrong one.
Just silence. That's what it is.
No, that was the right one. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a few quotes here. I too forgot about the death of Jeannette DePalma, but I can never forget about all the weird stuff that happened in Summit, Mountainside, Springfield, and for me, the majority of it in Watchung Reservation, which is where she was discovered.
Right.
Now that I think back up on it, it would make sense for Springfield to cover up the murder so as not to tarnish the reputation of the town. I know that the sacrifice my friend saw was never reported or was in the newspaper. But I remember, and I sure as hell know they do too. So, basically, that was by Anonymous again. This anonymous person was saying that they knew that there was another sacrifice that happened, and the police allegedly knew about it and didn't do anything so as not to tarnish the town's reputation.
That makes a lot of sense because I feel like a lot of places do that. Well, do.
Yeah.
Not today, I feel like, just because
it's harder to hide things today.
Yeah.
There's
Literally, it's
social
going to get out no
media,
matter what.
Yeah, no, it'll get
But
out.
back
for
then, I mean, we have always wanted to be a perfect world, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even if it was fake. So I think back
especially
then...
if it was fake, I feel.
Yeah, no,
Everyone
of course.
wanted
There's
utopia.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always been the dream.
Yeah, and so if something did happen, there's actually so many stories out there where it was covered up. So many by authorities or families or anything. And so honestly, that could have been a big thing.
It probably was. But especially I'm sorry, go ahead.
You can still arrest the person and still try to hide it.
And, well, they don't let anyone test on the DNA there, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and so they didn't let the testing
still to
happen.
this day, they're like, no, like, it needs to stay a secret.
Even if it's been 40 years. And, yeah,
Well, and a lot of people think that the past is the past. So, like, just... I mean... I personally think that, especially if her parents are still alive, they need closure, no matter how many years ago it was, because it's their daughter.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Well, and her siblings, like, she had a big family. But, like, authorities or whatever wouldn't care.
No. They would try to make it seem like they're still... the innocent one in this story. But do you have any more questions about it? Did I cover about every base there?
Yeah,
I
think the only thing that I wish that we could at least find is anything that any part of her family said.
I know. That would be nice. But a lot of people also believe that she died in an occult killing. Do you know what that is? I forgot to say this is one of the theories.
Occult
yeah. It's, occultism is belief in or study of the action or influence of supernatural or supernormal powers. So some believed that it was like a supernatural killing. Did you get a chill because of the coffee, or is that scary? Both?
Yes.
Both.
Chills.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. But
I don't think that's it, just because, I mean... Okay, I believe that ghosts exist. I believe that demons are a thing. But I don't know everything that falls under the supernatural category, because, like, vampires are under there. You know,
there's
so it's
a
like...
lot
So I don't believe in cults. I don't think...
Well, cults aren't...
Well, yes,
cults
like,
are a
okay.
thing.
Well, yeah, cults are like the people who actually believe in that stuff.
Yes.
And practice it and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't believe in the actual thing, so I don't think anything can actually come from that.
Of course.
You know
No, I get what you mean.
So, yeah.
I was
Hopefully
say,
they do too.
Cults
but
are real.
Yeah, no.
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, no, they are real. But I believe the stuff that they believe in and what they practice in is not... So, a murder cannot be because of that. Unless it was sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a sacrifice is literally just murder.
Well, yeah. Especially... Unless they're sacrificing themselves, in which it's something definitely different. But, yeah. That was the mystery of... Or the unsolved case of the murder of Jeannette DePalma.
Well, I'm sorry, New Jersey. When I come there this Thursday...
We won't have any...
I mean, I'll have my opinion.
You will, but it's not solved.
No.
Because there's not enough information.
I mean, it's solved in my head because I like my opinion. The fact that she was suffocated and then brought up there.
Who doesn't like their own opinion?
You. How do you think? What was your guess?
No, I think it was a sacrifice as well, of course.
Yeah, but like how?
Not of course, there's that. I believe it was done up there more than anything.
Like, do you think they dragged her up there? Like, as she's kicking and screaming?
Or I feel like maybe if she was possibly friends with them, because they were saying that she did hang around, like, people that did drugs and everything like that. Like, if she hung out with them, she would just go up there with them. And if she was wearing flip-flops, she could get someone to help her do that, you know? So I feel like it was her friends that could have done it. However, I don't know who her friends are. This is all speculation. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But also, by the way, no one's come forward and said anything about it. Unless it was to the police. In which case, it's strange, but they may have something that we don't know.
Well, yeah, if they're trying to hide.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that they are.
Yeah, well, no, I know, but like, I don't know. I think she must have been killed before.
Yeah,
because even if they were friends,
I'd still be a bit spooked out.
Yeah,
like if you were like, "Hey, can we go?
Honestly,
can we go to the quarry?"
I don't know.
You know, I probably wouldn't
honestly, if I asked you that, you would probably be like, "Oh,
that's fine.
Okay.
Let's make a day of it, shall we?"
But
yeah,
I don't know if they weren't as close as like us, I would have been spooked.
Yeah,
because it's like, why go to here, way up here, and
yeah, no, that's
like that, I don't know, that's weird. And then if they were pulling her up there against her will, then she's like kicking and screaming, and
there would have been probably bone breakage if she was forced.
Do you know if she had alcohol in her system?
I don't think that was tested. No,
because I
think it was the same thing with the drugs. I think they tested like the area around her for the drugs. Okay. They didn't, because it was old.
Yeah. Because I feel like maybe that's another way she could have gone up there. Because if no matter who it was, close friend or like acquaintance, if you're drunk, you'll do whatever. You know, you're like, okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And so then they'd be like, all right, let's go up here. And she's like, okay. And then they kill her up there. But I feel like, but besides that, I don't know.
It's an interesting case. And it's the first, like, unsolved case that we've done.
So. Second episode, diving right in.
Yeah.
The quarry. Isn't that like a cliff with water?
Yeah.
That's in it too.
Save it for another episode.
Oh, cliffhanger. The quarry.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you guys. This was a really good episode, honestly. I think it was really, I don't know, I liked being able to try to solve it on my own. Like,
you like mysteries because you like to think about what could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like taking the clues that everyone does have and coming up with my own opinion
that
on
makes
maybe
sense.
How it happened. So like once again, like on any of our platforms, I kind of want to know what like other people think.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And because I mean, yeah, there's already a bunch of theories out there, and then there's my theory, and then yours.
Yeah.
Even ours are different from each other, so I kind of want to know.
Not too different, luckily.
Yeah, no, that I mean, but it's kind of hard. We don't have much wiggle room to have such completely different.
No, it seems like
the dog
the answer is right there, but it's like just out of reach.
And that's another thing that makes like mysteries like these so intense.
It is, yeah.
Is the fact that they could have been solved or could be solved, but it's like
we are just past the point. And if it would have happened a little bit later, I would say, like, if once DNA testing was done, then it would have been better. It
would have been so much easier. So, I'll call her back.
Yeah.
But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. But no, I find that extremely entertaining. And I hope y'all did too, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to find more mystery kind of things because I think that's cool. Even if they're like fable mysteries. I don't know, I think they're fun.
Yeah, absolutely. They are fun.
Did you ever watch...
Like, this isn't fun.
Oh, yeah. But then it could also be like a fake mystery too. Yeah. You know the movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
I haven't seen it, but yes, I know
it's really good, but it's also a mystery.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's like you don't really know it's a mystery until like halfway, and you're like, oh,
spoiler.
No, it's not really. If you read the books too, which I didn't, I can't claim that I did. But if you've read the books and you're wanting to see the movie because of the books, I'm sure you already know it's like mysteries.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say how it ends, but
please don't.
But it's really good, and you should watch it because I think it's really cool. And anyways,
yeah. Well, follow us on Instagram at Horror Slumber Party Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at party_horror. Why did I say that like a question?
Because it's fairly new and we're still getting used to it.
Party_horror.
Yes.
And send us an email telling us your thoughts on the episode at horrorslumberparty@gmail.com.
And if you are ever wanting to hear a certain story / mystery / whatever, let us know. Yeah, and give us some tips and like facts and stuff like that, and we'll also give you credit too if you do.
Of course.
But yeah, no.
Thank you
for listening, and we'll see you next episode. Have some scary dreams.